when South Africa get themselves into these knockout games, they quite often choose the defensive option or the safer option when other teams are like, we're going to go and win the World Cup or win this knockout game. And South Africa go the other way because, look, it's not the strongest batting lineup in the world. Like, Marizanne Kapp probably bats a couple of spots too high in it. They've got a bunch of people like Nadine de Klerk and Chloe Tyrone who can make runs but bat really low down the order and, not solid and everything. But I think you have to back one of those. And, like, it's a bit like, Robbie, when Mark Boucher and Sean Pollock batted ahead of Klusner in the 99, where you're just like, you don't need to do that. Like, just put in the person that's just going to put the pressure back on the opposition. And if you go through the history of the men's team, quite often it's the spinners where they get stuck, right? And they just allow people to just keep them in a spot. And they were ahead in they were behind the rate, but they were ahead in the game with the amount of batting they had left. Like Chloe Tyrone and Nadine de Klerk had made 50s in this tournament. And yet they ended up so far behind that they had to almost hit their way to get out of it. Because they had that over where they hit like 19 or 17 or whatever it was to get themselves back into the game after they were fine.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that South Africa do in knockout games is they take the less aggressive option. Seldom do they actually take the aggressive option and say, okay, let's try this out and see where this takes us, right? And I think in those big games you got to be brave. And I think oftentimes in big games they choose to be safe rather than brave, which is again what leads to their unbecoming in those big games.